Yeah, I really like lavender. Hola.
Hola, we're here. So far, it doesn't show any lively faces, but there's three stalwart folks watching this show.
Well, hello.
Hello, we're here.
Uh,
Don't all pour in at once. No, some of it's the connections and everything else. The internet's having its own set of problems. Faye Cole's here. Well, we can start the party now. Faye's here.
Hi, Faye.
Crispy
Hi,
Storms is
Dee.
here. Mimi, yay!
How is it?
Susan,
Hi, Susan.
Nancy Schaefer.
Hello, Nancy.
Well,
So we hope everyone's doing well.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know, we could just throw cards for the day.
Yeah. Which kind of a deck are you gonna? I'm gonna use
You
this
know what
one.
I'm using.
Why am I asking you which deck you're using? The one you're using that has Spanish on it, I sent to you because you can't find Spanish decks in Mexico. How weird.
No, I found a Spanish deck in Mexico.
Did you? But this
Yeah.
is the deck I'm using.
Well, look, mine is both.
I know. Wild Reflections. So. But I could even read yours. If it was only in Spanish, I could read your deck.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the image and the energy.
I know.
So we're just going to throw some cards for the day.
Say, Cindy, there was flooding in Western Alaska.
Okay.
And I emailed Coltos today, but if anybody's heard from her, let me know, because she lives in the mountains in Western Alaska.
I'm just going to throw like 3 cards for the day.
Okay.
Ah, nice. Okay.
What you got?
I throw it to myself and now I'll throw it this way. All right. In this order. Can you see? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the 7 of Wands and then the Queen of Wands and then the Ace of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
Stand your ground. Stand your ground in what you think is magic and what your passion is, what you want to accomplish. Stand your ground. You've got the high ground. Stand your ground. You know what it is, and you're being supported by spirit. Really nice.
Very good.
Yeah, those are nice cards.
Okay, so I'm going to go to my table since it's here.
Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon Sipe, the ultimate dragon slayer. What's it doing? I hit the wrong settings button. And here we go to the table. Okay, and on the table, this is the Page of Cups. We got the 8 of Pentacles. Shows we're feeling very playful today, Scott. But we're really going to have to put some work into it, because in some sense, there's been a feeling that people are feeling isolated and alone. And I think that's true. What I get more from people is they feel kind of, why can't I feel part of communities I used to feel part of and stuff? I'm reading a lot of literature, even in the non-psychic literature, about that. About how can I become. That's what I was telling Scott. I read Scott. I'm sorry. It's so easy. Jeffrey. I was telling Jeffrey that I read an article, and it's a thing called it's a decision way of making decisions. It's called the Eisenhower Matrix. And you put it together a sort of a 4-square decision tree, and you decide the least urgent is on the bottom and the most urgent's on the top. And then the closest one to the edge of the matrix is what's most important and needs to get done and what would be good to get done. but doesn't have to get done. And it makes 4 squares. And what you come up from that is like what I need to face and do right now, what I need to schedule and make time for to make happen. And then there's an area in there that you can delegate and decide, do I really need this? And then there's it's not urgent and it's really not important. And I think there's a whole lot of stuff that people get themselves involved with, and they feel like, well, I ought to feel very connected to that. But why, if it doesn't connect to you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I kind of laid it out a little bit for myself this morning. You see how it works. I'm going to do a whole show on different sorts of decision tree things. I think it's important for people to think about that, because sometimes we get so many things, and that's what happened to me this week. I had so many things rolling up on me coming up to this last weekend that I finally had to write down, okay, this is really important. I really need to do this. And this can maybe wait a bit. And then I was worrying about things that I don't need to worry about.
Yeah.
So what we do have one question that came in from my.
Okay, let's read the question. Yay!
Yay! We have a real question from a real person.
Glasses.
And I just cracked up when I read your question. I have a new doc, and he's kind of on the flirty side. What's up with that? She's got her big googly eyes and like, ah. And it took me 4 months to get an appointment. He's also a professor, which can be very good. And all I can tell you is blessings to you. And if that, I had a doctor like that. His name was Christensen, and he was the first doctor I ever went to about my knees. And he was a professor at UT Southwestern. And I was sitting waiting for my second appointment, and this couple was there. And her husband said, I can't believe I have to come with you to your medical appointments. And she said, well, you've never come before. But he said, do you think this guy is so not like a doctor? She was really afraid he wasn't a good doctor. Well, I grew up with doctors, and tell me, I can tell you, Dr. Christensen was exactly the kind of doctor you wanted. He was personable. He was funny. He took what was going on around you very seriously. As a matter of fact, the first time he worked with me about my knees, we spent more time about what was going on in the rest of my world than what was going on around my knees. And that was having a lot more to do with why my knees were falling apart at that point. Anyway, Dr. Christensen, when he left his practice, he sent me a note. He sent me the names of 3 doctors he would suggest that I go to if I want to continue with. And not just in the normal, this is some guy I know, but he matched me perfectly with the right doctor who stayed with me until he said, I don't do knee surgery, which is really a good thing if you have bad knees, to go to a doctor who doesn't do knee surgery. Because when they finally say, you need to go see another doctor, it's time. Because there's a thing, knees are supposed to only last 25 years. Mine are 10 years in. And right now they feel like they felt the day I walked out of the hospital. I mean, better, no pain, but they work as well. But anyway, what happened to good old Dr. Christensen? He went on to become the head of the medical school in Hawaii, which I can't imagine a more perfect place. I can see him in his Hawaiian shirts in the hospital having a wonderful time. I mean,
I almost wore my Hawaiian shirt today.
Oh, you should have. But you got on your beautiful lilac shirt. It's very nice. But so who's ever concerned about your doctor being a little on the flirty side, I tell you what, I'd rather have him be like that than the kind that grumpily roams through the room and acts like they have no time for you.
Yeah, no, I got good cards. I got Judgment. So the angels are here with you. And there's like a resurrection going on, which is really cool. I got the Empress, which is all about abundance and flow and creativity and fertility and yay, hooray. I mean, I don't know if you want to get involved with this doctor, but if you do, looks good. And then I have the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is very like serious and steadfast, right? Builds things.
Mm-hmm.
So good cards. Good
Yeah,
cards.
and I'll
If he
just
wants
pull
to
you
flirt, let him
one.
flirt. Flirt back.
And the one card I pulled for this guy is he's got great judgment.
There you go.
He doesn't have to hide behind the exterior of I'm a doctor, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because this is really a card of flow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Generosity and growth and nice fertility. Really lovely.
And we don't even know what you're going to the doctor for. I don't care. Here we go. I'm a caregiver for a lady in final stages of Alzheimer's. Her daughter has been diagnosed with breast cancer. I believe her mother will not go until she knows her daughter is okay. How do you want to read on that one, Jeffrey?
No, I kind of think you're right.
Well, you want to ask if the mother's going to hang on till she knows that the daughter's
Okay.
out of the woods. Get my fingers to her. Went to the chiropractor today, and she just twitched. She was playing with my neck, and I got a new pillow that holds my spine straight, so I don't turn on my side. And she kind of went, and she said, "Oh, your neck feels great." And she went, and we like 8 pops, and I was like, "Oh, that felt good! Yay!" Jen Miranda made it. Okay,
Hi, Jen.
what's happening with this?
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, my feeling initially was I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
She's very sad for her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's very sad. But I think you're right. You know, it's almost giving her a new reason to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it gives her something to, I don't know, feel and concentrate on. That's what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, you know, your instinct is right. I think it's really important to follow your instincts. You know, when you get a voice or you get a feeling or you get a hit or, you know, you hear something, pretty much, you know, that's
That's
where it's
it.
at.
What I got is she's not gonna. There was a part of her at first thought she'd just pull out and leave rather than face it. But when she thought about it, and I know it's hard to understand about what an Alzheimer's person is thinking about, but when she went into it, she decided she was going to become her most maternal and strong self. And this means when the pain's gone away, when the troubles have gone away, and her daughter's whole. So I think it tells the story of yes, she's waiting.
Yeah.
To be there, to not add the burden of her leaving
Yeah.
on her daughter.
Yeah. Oh, Sharon, I got my cataract surgery. I can see all of you. I do blink a lot. My eyes are still dry.
Sharon, you can feel free if you've got your GoFundMe. If you've got it, if you can put a link in my comments in the chat, I'll accept your GoFundMe's. Other people I don't know because I don't know them. Okay.
Sharon, don't be sorry. Thank you.
I'm for all the weird crap my body goes through, my eyes never do anything that strange. My office was broken into over the weekend. Other things are still anything regarding the theft. Okay. It helps if you put your questions in bold. I know they've got this new thing where a question can show up with a question mark, but that would help me. There's Sharon's GoFundMe.
This might sound a little weird. Did it reveal something to you? Did you find something that you haven't seen, did it reveal something to you?
She thinks she knows who did it.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me.
What I got is that someone was someone near you who knew about what was in the office, and they did it, and you know they have a drug or alcohol problem,
Oh boy.
and you don't want to face that, but you're going to have to.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, how they view you, dear. They see she's got it all. Her life's all put together. She's got all the money she'll need. She needs. She won't miss what little I take, whatever I took from her. And if it's not you, it's if you share the office with someone else, it's someone you share the office with who has this person actively in their life. Does that make sense with what you're seeing?
It makes sense with what I'm seeing. Well, I got this one, so, right. And then I got, which is the High Priestess, by the way, which is all about psychic understanding, intuitive understanding. So it feels like it happened for a reason because I got this. So this could be the person searching for it, but it could also be you're finding something that you weren't aware was there. But then I get the World. So it's not going to happen. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen again. I feel like it was
done.
Right. It was a one and done. Look at that. I'm getting judgment like crazy today.
Well, there's a lot of judgment about to come down on the earth. So
yeah. I mean,
it's already started.
I concur with what you said. But I'm getting all big cards. That's interesting.
Well, I've got, on a 5-card draw, I've got 3 major arcana.
Well, yeah.
5 cards out of 78 showed up major arcana. It's a big deal for you. And it's going to be a big realization for you about some, and I get a feeling it's like it's not you, it's someone near your office or someone who's been around your office, but it's someone, if you think back through, not to make you utterly paranoid, Ellen, but if you think back through someone who's had someone near them that seemed to look at your stuff, like your life's all set up and it's all smooth and easy and you won't miss this and you're probably insured and all that crap that people like this tell themselves when they rip you off. Can we do any more with this one? I don't want to because I think we've given her all the keys she needs to figure out.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Oh, who's not triggered by their mom? I'm feeling triggered by my mom lately. Being overly emotional. I'm going to do if you're being overly emotional. And then I'll tell you it's kind of a funny mom story. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm asking if you're being overly emotional.
Yeah, well, I got a yes on that one.
Okay, what'd you get, Jeffrey?
Well, I got the Wheel of Fortune, right? So things are changing. Maybe your attitude and your relationship with her are changing, but it's important for you to stay like centered in yourself and centered in the joy of your mother, right? Centered in, all mothers have their thing, believe me. But stay centered in, and think about the loving energy that she's sending you. Don't, because sometimes it's like, oh, do this, do blah, blah, blah. And it's like they're doing it because they want you to be happy and pure. And it's not coming from a place of maliciousness, but at the same time, maintain your boundaries with her. But, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. It's like, that's how she is. It's just how she is.
Well, I can tell her what triggered it off. you started making your own mind up about things and not putting up with stuff, and you quit living with some of the crap your mother was telling you that wasn't really true. And I mean, and it's not, you know, there's times when you can just put up with somebody's bullshit and it's fine. But this was, you were having to say things that were very against your own belief. So you decide to balance it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing it in a very loving way.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also pulling away from her mother's influence.
Okay.
And I also think, are you dating someone she doesn't really like? Because that, I got that undertone in all this. Or you've dated someone she doesn't really like. And I don't know you, and I don't know your mom, although Ellen says what we said was very wise and it fit with her circumstances. But that's probably why you're being triggered by your mom. She knows how to get you. She
installed the button. She knows how to press
Yeah,
it.
I can tell you as a mother, we installed the buttons. We know exactly where they are. And if you're closing her off from them, yes, you're going to feel triggered because you're defending yourself and you're not just falling into your old patterns to go along to get along. And I can tell you right now that if you don't believe anything else the astrologers are saying, where the planets are moving, going along to get along is not the pattern that's happening in the universe right now. Blessings. Let's see if there's one thing you can do to help with the situation. You can do. Yeah. You should have temperance. You should have balance in this. I don't know if mom's not balanced, if mom's feeling very threatened, but you, as long as you contain balance for yourself, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm. The next one, I'm just getting a feeling. It says, I'm retired. Do you see that one?
No, I got this one. Candy Mullen, will my family inherit and speak?
Let's do that.
And then, well, you're further down than I am because I haven't seen retired at all.
You know, when is always difficult.
We'll get to it. I promise. I'll find it. Okay. Oh boy, did whoever got a hold of this box you in. Yes, it's going to be settled this winter. Candy. And I can tell you what the story on it is somebody in the family tried to lock everything up and keep everybody else out. And they stopped.
Yeah, someone was trying to run. I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody, and they didn't want everybody to all get together. And I think a bunch of you have gotten together. And what I see is winter. Pentacles is money and winter.
Yeah,
I see that they're going to have all their forces up and together.
Yeah, and I got it being given.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be midwinter. Winter starts December 21st and ends the 21st of March. So kind of pick a day in the middle of that.
February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then take the person who screwed the family up like this, take them off your Christmas list. You don't have to keep them there. They don't deserve a Christmas card. Okay. I'm going to do the one I have next, and then we'll go look for your retired person.
Okay.
Oh, Patricia. Hi, Patricia.
Hi.
I really need a new job in 2026. Is that my year? I'm getting burnout. 2026 is a 1 year. We're in the middle of a 9 year, which is wrapping up business and getting rid of things. 2026 is a 1 year, and the universally, if you add 20 and 20, if you add the 2 and the 2 and the 6, you get 10, which compresses to a 1. So it's a 1 year in numerology. It's going to be a great year for new things to get started.
Oh, yeah, this is a definite yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get the chaos that you're in. I get that. This is like the card of chaos. But then, you know, you act on it. But he executes a plan. This guy executes a plan. So he moves on it. He moves on it. He doesn't just sit. He makes a plan. He executes it. He goes forward with it. and I get this. Great.
Mhm.
So, you know, people get scared of this card, but don't get scared. It's a new dawn rising. The past fertilized the soil,
Mhm.
and it had to die so that something new could be born. But like this guy acts, and he acts swiftly. So something comes up, you know, someone says, "Oh, I think I have a job." It's like, "Oh, I'll call them next week." It's like, no, call them now,
Mhm.
like that kind of thing. But the transformation for sure. Yeah, quickly. I get two cards of like go. So if you hear a
Mhm.
message or if you get an idea, act on it.
Mhm.
Act on it. Don't.
No, go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I saw what Jeffrey saw, except you're the one who's really in charge. And where you are, you're absolutely right. You should be miserable. You're being treated very unjustly. But it's time for you to pick up and go. You have to do it mentally, physically, and spiritually. You have to be ready to walk out that door. And no matter what they tell you, no matter what kind of siren songs they sing to you and say, oh, but this is going to change, nothing's going to change. You need to go out on your own.
Yeah.
And break away from these folks. Yeah.
Very much about action because those two cards
Mm-hmm.
and maybe one other are really about action. Really about action.
Yeah. Someone put up your GoFundMe link, Jeffrey, from long ago and far away.
Thank you.
Yeah, and somebody said Jeffrey needs money too.
Yeah, send the money. Send the money.
Yeah. Ellen gives us a little more background. It was her laptop that was stolen.
Uh-huh.
They're licensed. I don't know which company you're with, but if it comes back on, they can tell you.
Wow.
And they can find it. Trust me. I work with a person who does that kind of work all the time. They have hallway cameras and the management's looking into it. The guy next door wasn't hit, but her door was damaged. So I don't know who lived. Okay, we're going. Where's your retired persons? Because now I'm into marches for tomorrow. What do you remember about the retired person's question and we'll answer?
They were asking about how long a job would last. I don't remember the person's name. God bless you, Patricia.
I'm going
And
down.
I got a feeling.
Oh, here it is. That's not permanent. How long will this last?
What I got, I got this very strong feeling that it's going to lead to another one. Like I just got this feeling like it's almost like the question is not how long it's going to last, is that it's an experience or an opportunity that leads to another one. That was the feeling that I got.
Mm-hmm.
But let's throw.
By spring, she's going to have a new job in the spring. This job has really just been a transition to get you to meet people,
Right.
but you're not working with the nicest of people. As a matter of fact, they're making you think about, should I just walk away from trying to find anything that's really permanent, and just keep stitching gigs together? But don't let these two people defeat you because you're really smart. You got a younger person and a woman who's undermining what's going on around you.
Yeah, no, I get that it's you were supposed to be there to like pick up a lesson from the past or something.
Right.
Right. And then I get this one who takes his passion by his hand and does something with it. He's the authority. Right. And this is spring also, like Nancy said, because it's wands. Wands are spring. And then I get something that's more established.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
And I think it's going to be spring. So don't worry about it if it doesn't come this winter. There's some real planetary movements, as I understand it, in the spring that's going to make things move a lot more quickly and smoothly for people. So that's, if you feel like you're marching uphill, it's because you are against some big fat planets. Okay, speaking of marching, how do the marches look for on Saturday? I'll be in San Diego marching with my family. So we're going to house No King's Day. Going to go. The card in the middle says it all. The Eight of Cups. So I think it's going to go very smoothly. I don't know. It's gonna march things on exactly the way we want them. As far as anybody up there paying attention. And there's a fool at the end of this that's not listening. But despite the fact that some of them have been a little disorganized and how they've been put together, they are definitely working towards an ending. And that's not an ending that's negative to the people in the march. This is the people in the march. They're marching forward with the Eight of Cups. I think it looks good.
Yeah, I think it looks good too. I got the Empress, which is really about abundance, creativity, fertility, and I get, like a really clear vision as to how to move forward and let go of the past and move forward into the future.
Right.
And that gives birth to new ideas.
Right. I think it looks good.
Yeah, I don't get any weird.
There aren't any. There are no five of wands or five of swords or other cards that are whacked out. How does the rest of my year look for Christy Storms? Christy is the lady that, if you haven't seen it, we did her house. She's the one that had the house that was on native land. It had bad wars on it. Elementals had stuck it out trying to keep the land together. Then these people, the first white people that lived on the land, were evil and mean. And eventually someone created a portal that was running down their hallway. So it sort of was like the Dead Files, like years full of Dead Files in one show. And they're cleaning it up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Jeffrey.
It's going to become more safe and more stable, but I don't think you want to stay. I see you moving. Yeah. I mean, this is, you stabilize, and maybe that was your job. Your job was to come in and stabilize this place for yourself and etc. But now that it's like that, it's kind of like too much. It's like, you could stay, but you're like, no, it's time to move forward into something more full, more emotionally healing, more
to a better environment. Because no matter what, some elements of those things hang on to you.
Yeah.
And you have to get away from them.
Yeah. Yeah. That was an interesting little read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird push and pull because she loves her home. She's lived there since 2000. She's lived there 25 years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, for those of you who haven't seen the show, it was not as active as what I all described. That all doesn't happen at once. It happens over a period of time. But what I see for you is you have a lot of strength, but you are seriously considering building new roots, building a new foundation for yourself. You want to live in a place you feel that's fair and just to you. And to some extent, it has to do, I know the family, this has to do with John wanting to move on, really wanting to move on. And you guys are just kind of right now at the Five of Cups. You're so focused on doing the healing on the house, you're not focused on doing the healing in yourself. And the only reason she got that much detail in her answer is because I know the problem.
I really get that the, she came in to like stabilize the place, but that was her job.
They haven't viewed how much that affected them.
Right. Right.
Okay, we're going to pick it up. Thank you, Patricia. You paid us in pounds. I have no idea how much money that really is. Okay. I'm picking out a couple then because we're.
Oh, my phone says I'm live on my channel. That's good.
What?
My phone says I'm live on my channel.
Oh, good.
I pressed the right button this time. The last time we did it, it didn't come up on mine. I'm very techie.
Okay, and let's see. I'm trying to. Okay, a lot of people talking to each other. And I'll poke her. Okay, I've got about 5, and so this should.
Okay, I'm ready.
Carrie Dye. Carrie will answer. Carrie's always here. The mother of my son's children passed away in August. I'm sorry. It's been a very sad time. Shortly after, he moved the kids to another town to start over. Should I move to help him with the boys?
My first question is, do you want to?
Yeah, well, I'm going to look at Carrie and the whole situation.
You know, my first question is, do you want to?
And how old are the boys? You know, but what I'm going to start with is should. I'm going to say, should you move to help
I'm
him?
going to write should. You know, like, is it for your highest good and highest healing to move?
Right.
Yeah.
I get no. And I'll tell you why. You've already approached your son about this, and he moved away for a reason. It wasn't just, he really wants a fresh start for things. He wants to not have anything that reminds him of the old days.
Wow.
You're very concerned about one of the grandchildren. But the grandkids are going to be okay in the schooling they're going to be at, in the structured environment they're going to be in. And your son just really there were just a lot of old memories other than his wife dying there that made him feel very trapped where you lived. He has the 8 of Swords, I have the 9 of Swords. I'd be real careful, Carrie, and see why. I know we want to reach in and really help with our kids' lives, but I'm going to pull a fairy card for you. I'm going to pull an oracle card because.
Yeah, let him establish himself.
Yeah, because I get a feeling he's so wound up in grief, he would not understand the nature of what you're moving to do.
How old are they?
No. She'll have to tell us later on.
8 and 15, I see it.
8 and 15, okay.
He's planning to get married. Wow.
Carrie. Okay, what you got in the Fairy Oracle is the Balancing Act. And I really like the meanings on these cards. And we're trying to do what we think is best for you.
Yeah, and I get that the children will be supported after the disaster, right?
Right.
But it's going to take work, but it's his job. It's his job to, you know what I mean, to establish that as the dad, to establish that.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I couldn't find a more perfect line than the first one on this card. It says, if you drew this card, This may be a time to sit back and review just how much do you want to put on your plate.
Right.
Strive for balance between work and play. Honor your mental and emotional and physical and spiritual needs. Weed out what no longer serves you and only works for your highest good. Divine Spirit, please bring balance into my life on all levels of my being. Help me know what's in it for me, to know that it's to know what is not for my great highest good. Help me to know the difference between my life is in order, so be it. And you're learning to juggle the roles of, I thought I had someone reading with me.
Sí. 1 minute, I'm coming.
Carrie, I don't know. Your son is in such a state of turmoil. I don't know how much he would view you coming in as being an enormous help. Maybe he needs to go be with the kids on his own to realize what a challenge that really is. And with that, I'm going to scurry on. 15 and 8, though, the 8-year-old still could use some help. Okay, how can I start my clairvoyance ability? As it happened to me twice, and I don't know how it happened. Thank you.
En 20 minutos estoy vivo sí.
He's speaking Spanish.
You know what I get? My neighbor, their electricity went out. They wanted to borrow a
flashlight.
I have one, but no, not a flashlight, an extender. And I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere. I'll find it. Okay. But what I'm getting is the deceased mother is watching over them.
Mm-hmm.
I really got that, and she's the Queen of Pentacles. Initially, I thought it was like maybe the new wife, but no, I'm getting.
It's not a new wife. It's the old mother. It's the mother.
No. But he said she's getting married again.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm getting is that your former daughter-in-law is very much there in spirit and is watching over, and will like kind of nudge your son to do the right thing. That I'm really getting that.
I don't think you're going to be cut off from the kids or anything.
No, I'm not getting that at all.
I think the son's doing what he thinks he needs to do.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean he's not rejecting you. He's just saying, I need to find my own way.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So can we go back to Catherine T. and how can she start her own clairvoyance?
Sure.
First of all, acknowledging that it happened is very important, because then it will continue to happen. It's when we push it away that it disappears.
Right. Say thank you.
Say thank you and listen. And I'm going to do what.
And also, it's, if you get like, it's a relationship. So if you get like confused, or if it doesn't come through clear, it's like, can you make this clear? I need more clarity.
Yeah, I've never understood people saying, oh, I heard a song and all of a sudden I had this whole reality around me. Songs don't work like that for me. Mostly because the one song that always pops in my head is the theme to the Muppet Show, and I don't know what that would do for anyone.
Well, I sing old disco songs, so.
Yes. Looking at our happy youth, are we, Jeffrey?
How can I start my clairvoyance ability? It happened to me, well, it's already started. Basically, is what you're saying. I don't know how it happened. It happened because you're open. That's how it happened. Because you were ready. That's why. So.
Okay, I pulled in. You knew a long time ago you had this, and you did push it away. And now you're in the process of, should I accept this or not? But I hate to tell you, when the hangman's upside down and it has to do with your own spiritual gifts, The cat's out of the bag, kids. There's no stuffing it back in. It's going to continue to build and build and build and come at you faster and faster. And your thing you need to do is you need to meet some other people who are also sensitive so you can be around them and be safe. And if I were to ask the universe for one thing, that's what I'd ask for, is to bring some people around me that I can feel safe with.
Okay. I got the Magician. So this is like a message from heaven coming through you into the earth plane. I get that maybe this is in your family. This is not just you. This is in your family, or it's like been inherited, right? And I like what Nancy, said about, being in a community. But at the end of the day, is the emperor. The emperor trusts his own thing. That's what the emperor does. The emperor is the emperor. He's not a king. The kings come to him. So the like, know your own power, to like really own it. It's like, okay, well, I'm really feeling this. I'm really getting this. I'm really hearing this. I'm going to trust it. Right. And through that, I'm going to know when and if and how to act. And I got, like, she's the queen of magic. She got the black cat, for God's sake. And eliminate what doesn't work. So it's really about finding your own voice and trusting it in its clarity and taking hold of that, instead. What I'm trying to say is, like, let's say you get a message to go to a certain store. I don't know. And, you start mentioning it to people. Oh, well, that's not a good neighborhood, or their prices aren't good, or there's never any parking there. It's like, stop asking everyone. Stop it. It's really about developing that muscle in yourself, for yourself, with yourself. That's the key to it. Because I'm getting this real strong, and this is Mars, and this one eliminates all the crap. He's very clear. He's the judge. So, like, the buck stops here. Like that, I'm really getting that the buck stops here kind of energy. I hope that helps.
I hope so too. And I tell you what I'm going to do, Catherine. I'm next Tuesday, the first 10 minutes of my show, I have a couple of exercises you can use to sort of hone on your skills for dowsing, but I find they really work for just working with intuition and clairvoyance and other things. So if you watch next Tuesday's show, the first part of the show will be tips and tricks on how to work with dowsing. And I'll lay out some things that you can do. They're just fun little exercises you can lay out for yourself. And it's so you can play games, sort of like learning how to play solitaire, right? Okay. Next question. Hi, I'm going to be in Mary Lair. It's going to be in St. Paul. I'm going to march from the cathedral down to the Capitol. It's going to be very crowded. Everyone is coming. And I decided to pull one card for Mary Laird, and you're going to feel like the Queen of Pentacles.
Ooh, lovely.
You're there speaking the truth and being the big mama and portraying the new defined feminine that's in our world. And you're going to have a wonderful time. So I'll watch a lot of the different.
You know what's good about the Queen of Pentacles too?
What?
She's very grounded.
Oh, yeah.
Very grounded. She's loving and nurturing, but she's practical. She's grounded. She, because like the Queen of Cups can get a little lost in herself, The other queens can be a little odd, but the Queen of Pentacles is, she's just really grounded. Yeah. That's all.
This is for Christy Storm. Someone watched that show and thought, it must be overwhelming to live there. You need to take a break. Well, that's really their decision to make, not mine. Okay, now we're answering a lot of questions for things we already talked about. And okay, and I'm looking at
Vicky is marching in Las Vegas.
Okay.
There
Okay.
was another, wasn't there another question?
No, they're just comments on other people's
No,
things.
there was one. It says, from Debbie, 3 shifting veils. Can one be a medium and a channeler? Of course.
They're all the same thing. I hate titles. I hate titles. I hate titles. We're all working with energy. And I had a guy on this last week on psychic profiles. He works with aliens to control earthquakes. And I lost, well, 4 people quit the channel over that show. I mean, that I saw them, the numbers drop right after that show. And one woman even wrote me, why do you even have people like this on your show? Because the energy he works with is every bit as valid as any energy I work with, any energy Jeffrey works with, any energy when Sheila talks about channeling stuff in, when people say, when people are being a medium and they're bringing those across the veil to talk, all those, it's all the same thing. We just give it different words so that you might better understand the experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, I think when you're cooking, you're channeling. I think, I like when you're talking to a stranger, sometimes you're channeling. Some things come out of your mouth, and it's like, well, I didn't mean to say that, or it came out in a different way. It's like, well, maybe there's something bigger than you, which is your light coming through. So, we get into this weird, oh, it's channeled. It's like,
Well, I can tell you one reason why a lot of people shifted to channeling, because a lot of people were really angry after the election. And they said, oh, those tarot readers, they kept pulling up all these cards and they were lying and they're just pulling up cards they wanted to pull up. What makes you think it's going to be any better if someone's channeling it from somewhere? I mean, not to pick on channelers. Among the people I knew in the early days when I was doing this stuff and I was working a lot of psychic fears, I had more problems with the channelers than with card readers. Or, I mean, when I was working psychic fairs, we had a guy who read a Bible. He had a little abbreviated Bible, and he'd ask you to pick a number between the first page, the last page of the Bible, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And he'd read that quadrant of the page, and you would see how it related to you. He was one of the most accurate readers I've ever met.
yeah, bibliomancy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a guy there that read chicken bones. It was from Jamaica. He was from Jamaica. He was really cool guy.
Cool.
Yeah. And there were guys, there were people there who read crystals. That's how I got into some of the stuff I learned about crystals, was hanging with the people who worked with crystals. It's all the same thing. At the end of the day, if you haven't learned anything else in the garden, it's bring whatever seeds you have here, plant them and see what grows. Now you may try. I don't like being a medium. I'm a hell of a medium when I'm a medium. I don't like doing it, so I don't do it. And when I took Intuitive Views course on mediumship, the only reason I took it is because I'd always use stones or cards or something to keep me between. That kind of gave me a justification for the energy I was feeling.
I understand.
And
completely.
Kim did too, because I said, if I take your course, this is why I'm taking it. And she and I spent about 20 minutes in one class explaining to people about how everyone has a right to pick how they let the energy through. She started out as a card reader and just found out, I don't need the cards. I can tell you guys, I read cards and I pull the cards I read and I make a specific point. But one of the things that I used to run into when I first started reading with other readers on YouTube was I'll shuffle 2 or 3 times and then I'll put the cards out. There are people who will shuffle 40 times before they feel, and that's if that's their way of doing it, that's the way. And one guy said, well, how can you do that? And I said, because I made an agreement with the universe. I'm giving them 4 shuffles, and if it's not right then we're screwed. And so it always works for me. But I'm going to be working
right. I get a feeling like as the question is asked, I'm already picking
right.
it. And then the cards are like a funnel.
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like a funnel to like direct the message.
Well, sometimes I can feel there's some evil around you, but the cards will tell me who.
Right.
They'll make it a more explicit who. Friday night here in Dallas, I'm working
I
at
have
a
seen that, Eva. I have seen that where they read the eggs in the water. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right, and but I'm going to do this deal Friday night. I'm going to be at the event. I don't know how many people are going to be there. It's a museum that opens once a month for just to show its stuff. It's the Nasher Museum. It's a beautiful museum. And they called me out of the blue, and their events manager said, we decided it would be fun to have a couple people here doing Halloweeny things. What can I say? That's true too. So they're having a Vedic astrologer, me, and she said, I'm not altogether sure what the third person does. And I said, that's okay. I'm not altogether sure what a lot of people do, but it all works. So I'll be there, and it'll be interesting to meet some other people who do what we do. But I cannot, you just hit my hot button. You know, it's all energy work.
Mm-hmm.
And it can express itself in 100 ways. And for some people, it just explodes out of them. They're clairvoyant, they're clairsentient, they're
Right. Also, it's sort of like when you meditate, right? So when you're meditating, it's like, let's say you want to like really direct the energy, right? That you want to pick up or you want to receive, let's say.
mm-hmm,
So if you want to pick up, say, joy, abundance, comfort, love, it's all the same energy, basically.
mm-hmm.
We just put it into like, we love to compartmentalize because
We love our words.
that's how we understand things. Or, oh, I want to put it, but that's why it's called the shape of light.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, well, how big of a container do I want it? Do I want it to be oblong? Do I want it to be a swimming pool? Do I want it to be a thimble? What do I want? And at the end of the day, light has no boundary. It'll fill the thimble, it'll fill everything around the thimble as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very mysterious name, isn't it?
Well, and shamans are a whole nother thing too. I remember when I first met Danny and he told me what he was working with. I said, oh, you're a shaman. And I featured him 4 years ago as a shaman. And he was like, oh, no, 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 I'm not a shaman. Well, now he's a shaman because he finally came to terms with it. So, and, we are who we are. And just,
Doesn't have to fit into a category.
it doesn't have to fit into a category. And, and I do think, there's 100 ways to see evil, and there's 100 ways for things to be evil out there. There's also 100 ways to see good. And okay. So what's this week? I've got Medium Kim, who is the hospice nurse that I've read with Kim Copeland. She's going to be on my show on psychic profiles. And Friday, she's Thursday, and Friday is Sun Psychic Jean, which I'm really excited because I've never really worked with Sun Psychic Jean. We've been around each other. I'm starting to bring in more people that I've been around than I've actually worked with.
And I'll probably do another live video for the upcoming new moon.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I will get back to Tarot Tuesdays where I go through the whole deck, one card at a time. And maybe this week, I really have a lot going on. So.
Yeah. Person who talked about how they read raw eggs. Ona does that sometimes. She's out of Chicago. She's a psychic. She does a lot of different things. She also has a deck she programmed to read health things. So the swords mean this system and the other. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that medical intuitive stuff is incredible, isn't it?
Thank you, Black Quartz. Appreciate
Thank you.
Your thoughtfulness towards us. Oh, and okay, if you want a reading, I already have sold one of my 12-month readings. They will start in December. And those are the ones that are for the year of 2026. and I've got my 3-month readings up. My past life readings are up on the crystaldirections.com website. And if you want to help out my oldest child, he's at CLSB Politics on YouTube, and he's doing an incredible series on how the primaries work, if for those of you who are into that kind of stuff. And he's explaining the real meat and potatoes of politics, and that's what we need more information on. We don't need more people reading cards about how sleazy these guys are. You need to see more things written and spoken about how to change things. So anyway, and that doesn't affect Jeffrey at all because he's in Mexico.
Yeah, and I offer readings and I offer healings, and I have books available for purchase. One of them is a Shadow Work Workbook,
Which
and
is wonderful.
thank you. And then the other one is I go through the whole deck and I describe card by card. So the traditional meaning, something a little bit about the symbolism, because the symbolism is very deep, and then my own personal take on it. And they're both available digitally. And the first one is actually also available physically, either on my site or on Amazon.
And scrolling across the bottom, I got to remember to keep telling people on the 24th and 25th of this month, I will be reading at Dolly Python's, and it's a python like the snake. It's on Haskell Street. I'll be there from 11 to 5. I'll be reading live, and I do this once a year for my friend Gretchen, because
Cool.
she's a wonderful person and has stood by me through thick and thin. And
Well, it's Dia de los Muertos here, so I have my decorations. I bought my decorations.
oh, cool.
I'll show you. They have these paper decorations. They're great. Wait, hang on.
Okay.
They were really inexpensive.
Everybody can leave now. I mean, Jeffrey and I are just sitting here talking. This is what we do.
I think they were like 60 pesos, which is like 50 cents or something.
Mm-hmm.
I had another one, but I don't know where it is. It might be in my, I had them, I saved the ones from last year, but I don't know where they are. So I just bought new ones. So it's, they're paper.
Mm-hmm.
And they, you hang them like a banner.
Mm-hmm.
I have to undo the thing, but it comes in like every color under the sun.
Right.
Yes, I'm just going to hang it on my door. They love decorating for holidays here. You have no idea. Every holiday, like, there's decorations all over the place.
That's fun.
But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. They like to really honor stuff, and they love to sing and dance, and it's really nice. So, and we have an ofrenda, which is like an offering. I think that's the word. At someone's house. So I usually do a whole freaking ritual there. And, it's nice.
Anyway, so, and then Sunday, I'll be back. This Sunday, when I would normally be with Scott from 10 to noon, the whole show will be Sean and I talking about the stuff he's working on and the research he's doing. And so for those of you who want critical thinking around politics, please join us. We don't issue hopium. We issue a hope. We issue you ways to work with what you need to know how to do. And it'll be a lot of fun because we'll have some assessment of what the No Kings Day has done. Although Republicans are like, the Hate America Day. No, y'all are doing that just fine with that. We don't need a day for that. Anyway, to get off that soapbox. Oh, I got to go calm down. Anyway, love everybody. We're here. You know how to find my channel. Bye.
Bye. Blessings.
Takes